Hello everyone, Soumya here, an editor from the 5th Estate. We have with us Mevit, who is contesting for the position of Academic Affairs Secretary. So starting off with the first question, what is the one thing that drove you to contest for this particular position? That one flaw that you thought you could rectify?
Okay, so coming from a background of the placement team, I know for a fact that after every year right now, the recession, after every day, the recession is getting worse and the market is getting more and more volatile every day. Adding on to the fact that there's an increased student strength of students sitting for placements and internships every year, I feel it's absolutely important that we significantly scale up company outreach and reducing the inefficiencies in the team right now, so that even despite all of these struggles, all of these challenges, all of this recession and the increased student strength, we'll still have enough companies and enough offers so that there's a brighter future for our students sitting for both placements and internships going forward. I have 3 years of experience in the team. I've seen both offline placements, I've seen online placements. I have a working understanding of the different inefficiencies and challenges we face as a team, and I believe that I have the knowledge, the motivation and the dedication to take forward the team so that despite all of these struggles, we'll have a more successful placements and internship season next year.
On to your next question. If we were to compare the attendance criteria in universities across the country, the common point of agreement is 85% as an attempt to curb absenteeism. The technicalities of availing the same vary. How do you intend to deliver on your promises of reducing the attendance?
So I'll structure my answer in two parts. First, addressing the fact that if you compare to other universities across India, it's always 85%. I personally do not believe that the standards of academics and curriculum that are set in IIT should be based on our comparison with other universities across India. Just looking at our academic flexibility and the different initiatives we bring in, we are supposed to be the pioneer of innovation and bringing in good things for the student community. Secondly, coming to the point of should 85% be there, right now the entire student community, I feel, as well as the administration right now, believes that the current policies we have is not very nurturing to the academic ecosystem present in IITM. As far as the feasibility or actually delivering my promise, if you look at my manifesto and feasibility report, I'm not actually promising to reduce 85% to an arbitrary number like 75%. I'm proposing to relook at the entire draconian system that is there right now, and even the Dean AC and multiple HODs are on board with the idea of this, and I'll work closely with them to propose it in the Senate and make sure it happens.
Yeah, on to your next question. In lieu of recent events, academic distress has been highlighted as one of the factors that contribute to a dwindling state of mental well-being. How do you intend to deal with that?
Academic distress, I believe personally, is definitely a huge contributing factor to the dwindling mental state ecosystem in IITM right now. And it is actually the duty of the Academic Affairs Secretary and the department legislators to actually work closely with the student community so that the current gap between the student community as well as the administration when it comes to academic matters is actually bridged. That's why I'm proposing to build a gate portal as well, so that I can be actively in sync with the student community, raise their concerns, their issues, their problems, as well as their opinions, and systematically bring it to administration to bring about actual defining changes. Moreover, my proposal to revisit the attendance policy and bring in a system of ACGPA is another effort to make sure that academic distress or lack of attendance doesn't bring in too much pressure to the students. Also, I believe that when it comes to mental health, we need to actually bring in professional help and make wellness center and more professional facilities available right now, more accessible to the students, more approachable to the students, so that in scenarios like whatever happened in the recent few months do not repeat ever again.
Right. On to the next question. There has been some criticism. Can I repeat? There has been some criticism against the walk-in process of placements. How do you plan on making the process more efficient so that the alerts reach students on time and no third-party involvement occurs?
So transparency, I believe, definitely was an issue this year based on how walk-ins happened, the system we had for walk-ins this year. In order to address that, I want to implement a change so that walk-ins happen only through the placement portal. No Google Sheets or no placement coordinator will be involved in walk-ins. We'll be enabling the placement portal with features so that the companies themselves will have the digital means and flexibility to apply different shortlisting criteria, to apply different filters, and all the shortlisting processes, so that no student member will have the power to add, delete, or change the priority order of resumes. Moreover, to ensure that this is completely visible to the students, this is completely traceable for the students, all students will have complete they'll have the complete transparency to see who all applied for the walk-ins, what all criteria were used, what is their status of the walk-ins. All of this will be dynamically updated on both the placement portal as well as the placement app, and they'll receive live notifications on the placement app that I'm proposing as well, so that they'll know all the relevant information regarding walk-ins and no malpractices are actually allowed in the process.
Correct. On to the last question. Students often find it difficult to let the AAS know about their personal academic related problems due to the complex structure. In this light, how efficient do you think the ticketed model, the one that you proposed in your manifesto, would work? And how would this be different from the mails or the text messages that students usually send the AAS?
I don't believe that the current system of texting the academic affairs secretary or mailing the academic affairs secretary is a reliable source of communication, mainly because, well, it's not a very organized form and the students lack visibility regarding how much the AS has actually taken the problem forward. That's why I'm proposing to introduce a ticketing mechanism in the AGATE portal. Essentially, when a student raises a ticket, it will be addressed to the AS as well as the Executive Council. So the Executive Council will be working alongside the individual department legislators to address that issue, and if that is something the AS needs to personally take up, that issue will then be forwarded to the AS, and I'll be actively talking with the Dean AC or the relevant professors to address the issue. This also increases the visibility so that they can also track on the portal where exactly in the pipeline the process is, as well as it actually increases approachability rather than an SMS system, or even in the mailing system there's a disadvantage that the AS also receives a lot of mails regarding placements. So it gets lost in the clutter and is not really an efficient mechanism. That's why I want to clean up the process and make it very approachable for the students.